Good morning, lovely ladies. Okay, so today, actually, it's morning time. I wanted to show you a little bit of a highlight and contour kind of fun that I've been having lately. So I'm starting off just by moisturizing my face while I talk to you. I just got out of the shower. So we're gonna do kind of like a coverage again, but there's so many different ways to cover your face. And lately, my son has been teething and going through a sleep regression. And I know that there's a lot of moms in this group, so you can totally attest to what it's like to have some sleepless nights, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to do some coverage with some highlight and contour so that we can get the max look out of our face. So we are moisturized and we have our uplift serum, and we're going to prime just a tiny bit on your hands and make sure that you cover all the areas that your makeup is going to adhere to. And that's it. So primer is absolutely essential when it comes to foundation. So I feel like, you know, your makeup can move and it's going to settle into all the creases and crevices. So you want to make sure that you're primed and ready to go for the day. Now it's winter time, so I need some serious moisture because I have lots of dry patches on my face. So underneath my foundation, I use a BB cream. So that's where we're starting here, is with BB cream, and now we're going to go into our coverage. So today I'm going to use the color Velour for our Skin Perfecting Concealer. I am using the same color as my foundation. I am not going lighter because I'm looking for coverage of these under eye circles instead of highlighting. We're going to be highlighting with powder today. So I have just like a grain of rice size on my hand, and I'm going to go in a V formation. I'm going to bring that up to my temple and fill everything in, and I'm actually going to bring it right down the side of my nose. So the concealers I've come to find out are actually just a touch lighter anyways than your foundation color. So like this is Velour, and the actual liquid foundation to me is like just a touch darker. So you are getting a tiny bit of highlight, but more so if you want to go with coverage, then you want to be using the same color as your foundation. Highlighting, you want to go lighter. So I'm taking our blending bud and I'm just going to blend that all in. And again, when you use your blending bud, you want to make sure that you have it damp. So you run it under some water and you squeeze all the excess moisture out so that this is just damp, not sopping wet. And it's going to help set your product and not move it all over your face. So I'm going to take anything that's extra and just cover up the redness on my nose and underneath and on my chin. Okay, so now we are concealed. Pretty simple, right? So I'm going to take my powder puff brush with the color Velour. And I'm kind of like crazy about matching, and I really love makeup. So I have more than one foundation, and I actually mix the colors because I'm Sicilian, but I actually have very fair skin. So I think that I have a tiny bit of a yellow undertone. So I'm gonna add just 1 drop of taffeta so that I can kind of customize my color. But if you need help color matching, let me know and we can talk about that. I have a pretty decent success rate so far. Okay, so just the 5 drops on our brush, and we're blending, and we are blending. And we are now getting that amazing maximum coverage, okay? Now, when I say that this is a heavy coverage, I don't mean that it is a heavy feel. It's actually a really light feel, but it covers the maximum amount. So now you can see like all of my crazy imperfections, all of my dark circles, all of my sunspots, my age spots, they're all gone. Just like magical. I love it. So now that we have all that done, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a highlight and contour. And then I will show you our complete look when I am all done. Okay, so let's start with the color Fresh. So these are our mineral powder concealers. They come with a fun little dispenser on it, so you can just tap some product here into the lid of your Concealer, I like to use a little bit more product than most people do, so I take that dispenser out completely and I use my blending bud. So I'm going to go in with the color Fresh, and I'm starting off with our foundation brush, and I'm just going to tap that underneath. Okay, so I'm putting a decent amount of product on my brush. I tap out any extra so that I don't have any fallout, and I am placing that gently in a tapping and sweeping motion underneath my eye. And I'm going in the same exact area that I did that concealer with, okay? So tap, 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 and then you can sweep it up. That light is really bright today for some reason. Okay, so I like to kind of just like leave that there for a minute and let it really set in while my foundation is still setting. So what I've been trying lately is a little bit of contouring with this concealer as well, and with some bronzer. So I'm going to use the color Sunset today for my bronzer. I just like a really light bronze. I don't like anything that's too crazy or too dark. I like to just have that sun-kissed look. So I'm just going to use a little bit of product, put it up here on my forehead. And you can see I'm bringing it right under the line of where our concealer is. And now that that concealer has had some time to set, I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to blend it in. And you can use your foundation brush. I have a bunch of brushes that I've been collecting over the years. Okay, so see that? And now see how nice and bright and fresh we look underneath our eyes? It's so amazing. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go in with a darker color powder foundation. I'm loving these powder concealers because you're getting like a matte finish, which I'm really digging lately. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same brush, which is actually a foundation brush, but I don't use it for foundation, and I'm going to put this darker color, which is the color Fierce. So it's like a brown with kind of like a purpley undertone. I'm going to tap everything out. I'm not using as much as I would for the Fresh color. And see that right there? See that line? That's where you want to contour. And you want your most dark part of your color to be higher up and not lower. And then you want to blend down. So I'm just going to tap that on. And again, with mineral-based products, you want to start small and add to it if you need to. You don't want to go crazy because these are pigmented and saturated. Okay, so see, not a ton, because I'm not like a crazy Kardashian look type girl. I just wanted to do like something a little bit. So also going to go here with that and kind of bring it down to meet, and do up here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with that little brush that I have that's just a dry brush, and I'm going to blend that in circular motions so that it blends in. Ta-da! And there you have kind of like a little contour. See that? So much fun. What do you think? Sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's just kind of fun to try. So to add a little bit of color to that and give it a little bit more dimension, I'm going to go in with our mineral blush in the color Seductive, and I'm going to be using our blusher brush for that, just a nice dense angled brush. This is a really pretty neutral color, and I'm just going to tap my brush ever so slightly, put it on the apple of my cheek here, because I like the most color here, and then I'm just going to blend up. Ta-da! And there you have it. Kind of just like a nice, fun contour. It really accentuates, you know, the contours of your cheeks, so it's kind of going to thin out your cheeks. You can actually take a little bit of that darker color as well, and you can bring it underneath your chin here, and that's going to kind of reduce the look of any double chin action that you might have going on. So when you want to make things look smaller, you're going to use a darker color. When you want to make things look bigger, then you're going to use a lighter color, obviously. It's kind of like jeans, you know, if you want your butt to look smaller, then you're going to use dark jeans. If you want things to look bigger, you're gonna wear white jeans. So this is just kind of some fun that I've been having lately. I really like to make sure that everything's blended. That light is like really harsh today for some reason. So there you have it, just a little bit of contour up here to highlight underneath my eyes. It still looks extreme just because I don't have the rest of my face on today, but that's it. Those are our Touch Mineral powder concealers that are a lot of fun. I have 3 colors that I've been playing with so far. Fresh has been my favorite because it's like a really fun highlight, but it also gives you awesome coverage. So as always, you can grab these products at lookatthemlashes.com, or if you're part of a party, click on your hostess's link, purchase from there so that she can get some free products too. Hope you have a good day. See you later.